want to give you a warm welcome here, and it's Vikas Chopra. I'm just double checking on where we left off from with regards to our last program. So it's Vikas Chopra here, Training for Development, and I just want to say give you a warm welcome to say thank you very much to listening into the program. Apparently, I'm just double checking on the sound because I had some sound issues on the last program, so I'd like to apologise for that. Just double checking everything's okay, and it seems as if it is. Which is great. Now, what I want to say is today we're going to start changing our program on a Saturday. So from a Friday, I'm going to start programming. My Friday program is going to change to a Saturday, and the Wednesday program is going to remain the same. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're planning to do. Today, we're talking about we're going to be talking about first aid for mental health. That's the conversation today. That's what we need to talk about. First aid is very, very high on the agenda with regards to people suffering. So we're going to talk a little bit about first aid for mental health. And those of you that haven't seen me on a Saturday, I'm going to say to you, give you a warm welcome for tuning in. The program every Saturday at 1 o'clock will be training for employment and personal development with Vikas Chopra, and that's me. And I'll be going through a list of options that you have available to yourself with regards to personal development and training for free. So it's a program that's well worth listening into. And I've had some good feedback from various customers that have asked me about programs available in the local area, programs available for people in the West Midlands areas, and programs available to develop you. And I'll talk about its applicability. But today, on the last program I did, I had some issues with the sound, so I apologise for that. And I want to cover what I didn't cover on the last program. So training for development and personal development and employment. That is the name of the program. Every Saturday at 1 p.m. we'll be here. Vikas Chopra, my email address is excellencetrain@outlook.com. So if you want to contact me, or if you want to, if you want to give me some feedback, that's fine as well. If you want to give me some feedback with regards to how you think the program's going, that's fine as well too. So, coming to today's session, who we are. We're all about training. We're all about personal development. My question to you, good afternoon. Are you all about development? Do you think about doing things, any kind of tasks that you might have a little bit more easier? Are you into doing things a bit more tactfully? Do you reevaluate and self-examine how you perform daily tasks to make your life a bit more easier? Well, that's what this program is kind of all about, to make you think about the way you're doing things, to make you think about your personal development, to make you think about your training. So that's what we're all about. It's excellence training. We do coaching, training and recruitment, and we help people back to work. We work with employers, but today we are going to be talking about mental health first aid. Mental health first aid is an invaluable subject area. Yes, we are living in the COVID time period. Yes, there are a lot of people affected by what's going on. And yes, there is additional support needed for individuals that may be suffering or people that may be finding things a little bit difficult. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to give some pointers out on specifics. Now, in the past few programs, I've talked about first aid for mental health in the past, and I've noticed that I know that I haven't got into content. So today will be one of those days where I'm going to start going into some content of what you're going to find on the program. I'm going to go into some content with in connection with signs and symptoms of what we can look for and how we can potentially help other people that have issues with mental health first aid. Now, so what I'm going to say is, if you decide to come on this program, and it is absolutely free if you decide to come on the program, and if you decide to contact me as Vikas on 07932 604705, if you are from the West Midlands areas and you want to do this program for absolutely free, no charge whatsoever, you can get in touch with me. Either leave me a message in the box, or you can contact me on the number that I've given, and I will post it out a bit later on as well. So you are welcome to sort of come on a free program here. So what we generally cover on the mental health first aid program is I'll go through some of the outcomes and modules that we're going to be covering. Not today all in all, but we will be covering. So we'll be covering what is first aid for mental health. People think about the word first aid. People think about the word mental health. What is first aid for mental health? Well, do you know what a first aider is? Well, it's a mental health first aider we're talking about here. Someone that is responsible within your organization for one's mental health. We'll be covering elements on what that specifically means on the course program. We will be looking at identification of certain mental health conditions that you need to be aware of in the workplace so you can support your colleagues. We'll be looking at maybe in the past you've had some kind of difficulty talking to someone, maybe having a difficult conversation with someone that is suffering or someone that is struggling. We'll be looking at, on the program, if you come on this program, you will learn how to have the difficult conversation. We will do a role play to make sure you completely understand what mental health first aid is all about, so that you can learn to have that difficult conversation and support the people that you need to support. We'll also be looking at stress. What is stress? What's the definition of stress? Well, the truth is, most people don't know what it is. All right. We'll be looking at drugs and alcohol and their impacts on mental health. We'll be looking at a mental health first aid action plan. If you are an employer and you want to implement that within your organization, we'll be talking about that mental health first aid action plan that you can make. And we're talking about generically mental health in the workplace. And that's what we're going to cover on this course. And also, it'll help you to notice things. It's going to help you to, this course program is going to help you to notice maybe certain aspects of behaviors that you hadn't thought about before. Maybe certain types of signs and symptoms, make you more prepared to be able to deal with those. All right, so my question to you is, how can you become aware of more mental health issues? How can you become more aware of it? Now, there was a scenario where a worker had said, he emailed a group and said, this is the last time you're going to see me. This is the last time you're going to see me, and I know, he said, I know you all hate me. Does that sound familiar? By the way, aren't we good at creating a lot of rubbish in our heads? Yeah? Aren't we good at creating stuff like this? I know he doesn't like me. I know this guy hates me. I know the manager doesn't like the way I work. I just don't get on with him because he doesn't like me, hence I don't. How do you know? My question to you is, how do you know? Now, don't we sometimes claim to know someone's feelings when we don't really know them? And how much of an impact does that have on your thinking faculties? So anyway, this young man who I'm talking about, he had 2 children. He's only young. He said, "This is the last time you're going to see me." I don't need to say too much about that, but this young man did go on to taking his own life. And the fact of the matter was, he was going through a minor